Everyone, welcome to day one of the upskill training where I'm going to walk you through the complete steps that I have learned. I would like to tell you a little bit background about me, my strategy to empower women. Hey everyone, welcome to day one of the upskill training. I'm so excited to be part of this 5-day training where I'm going to walk you through the complete steps that I have learned in the past 4 years and how I have implemented something to make a side hustle other than my full-time job. If you're at home, you can still use it. So even before we start, I would like to tell you a little bit background about me and why you should listen to me or why I can resonate with each one of you. So I have been following so many women groups and see every challenge that every woman face in terms of marriage relationship issues, in terms of relationship with in-laws, relationship with the society, challenges with parenting, anything and everything, somehow or the other, it relates to money. Okay, so that is why I have taken this particular aspect as my strategy to empower women. Women empowerment can be anything. I'm not here to tell you, you have to fight, you have to be very aggressive, fight against your husband or fight against your in-laws and, make your relationship chaotic. We're not going to revolutionize. I'm not here to revolutionize womanhood. I'm not here to revolutionize anything in terms of empowerment. My way or my strategy to empower women is to give them financial independence. So anything and everything, if you have the money, if you have the independence, you can face the world. So that's my mantra or my strategy. Every woman should be financially independent, irrespective of whatever situation they are in. You might be in a very, very happy relationship. There's no challenges that you can think of, or you can't even say that I have a problem. But imagine if you have extra few $1,000s or few thousand rupees in your bank account or in your wallet, it doesn't hurt. Who would say no? And if you're having a troubled relationship, I know so many people from my family and friends who are not in a happy relationship, but still try to put up with everything that they go through every day just because they are not working, they are not financially independent to manage themselves and their children. So that is one reason 80% of the women I know struggle with a very unhappy marriage, struggle with abusive relationships, and this course is aimed to help you to not get out of it, at least empower yourself and have that moral support in your head that, okay, I can be financially independent, and if I want to live life on my own terms, I can do that. So that extra step to motivate you is all I'm aiming to give for people who are in a struggling relationship. And there are other cases where everything is fine. If I had the money, I can solve it. So anything and everything, whatever kind of relationship you are in, whatever state of life you are in, this particular thing is these 5 days I aim to empower you by knowing your inner potential, because we are very strong. Trust me, the amount of potential that we as women have is immense. The only thing that will stop us is emotions. Okay, I have been through that, and that is the reason if you take the emotion out of a woman, they can be so much practical and they can get so much out of their life. It is only the emotional bit that will suppress us and put us down. You can relate it to anything and everything. So if you don't attach, especially Indian women, after I moved here abroad, I know how much we in the Indian society have been affected by words, have been affected by someone's actions. If someone looks at you, that particular look can spoil your entire day because we attach it to emotions. We have been trained, we are living in a society to attach us with emotions. If there's one thing that you want to take out of these 5 days, I would suggest this is your first step or the first mantra for success. Do not attach emotions to anyone's actions or anyone's words. Once you attach emotions to those words, that's when you can't or you struggle to get out of it. Okay, so imagine if somebody's going to say something, just take it as a word. Do not attach emotions. When you attach emotions, that's when it tries to suppress you. That's when it tries to bring you down. Okay, and I know it is so easy. You must be thinking, oh, now you're sitting there, you can say this, but we are in the society. No, I still have to face so many things. I'll tell you a little bit of background about myself and what I have faced and why I decided to start this community to help women who might be going through a similar thing, who are going through a similar thing. So I had a very normal middle class life in India, in Chennai. All my life I studied my bachelor's in microbiology, master's in bioinformatics, MTech in biotechnology, PhD in biotechnology. So basically all these educations helped me get a university lecturer job, very happy, normal life. And then I got married, and right after marriage I became pregnant, and right after my childbirth, exactly on the 6th day when my first son was born, my husband met with an industrial accident. Okay, and he was completely disabled for 6 months, completely bedridden. So I could not spend time with my child. I could not take my maternity leave. We didn't have money, so I had to get back to work within 1 month. I had to stop feeding my son because in 1 week I had to go to the hospital back and forth. So I can't, this is something is irreversible. Okay, so that is a moment where money, so personally, if you look at me, I'm someone who gives the least importance to money. I used to be that person. I never used to value money. I used to value relationships. I used to value so much everything other than money. I used to be so scared to talk about money. Even now, when the money bit comes, I'm a little hesitant, but I'm not fully the person who I was. The reason what has made me understand that every woman should be financially independent is the different phases that I went through after marriage, after childbirth, after my second son, after moving to Australia. There are so many phases where everything comes down to money. So I sacrificed my maternity break, where it is the most precious time of my life, to stay with my son. Exactly after 1 week, there was hardly any time for me to stay with him. I had to get back to work full time. I never breastfed him after 6 days. Okay, so that is something that I can never get it back because of my husband's industrial accident and no money. And the second time I became pregnant, my second pregnancy was a little complicated. I could not go to work. So I was at home without job. My husband was doing a business which was not doing all that great. And then we had to move here. I was doing immigration processing, and we could not bring my children. So after my second son's first birthday, we moved here. So a 1-year-old kid, I left, and I could not see his little milestones that he reached after 1 year, because I had to leave him there, come here, settle a bit, and then bring them here. So that is something that I lost. After coming here, after I brought my kids, we both were doing a shift kind of a job. So we didn't have any family life for the past 3 years. It was a very, very long struggle. And I was like, why am I earning this money if I can't spend time with my family? So that question kept coming back when I thought about everything that has happened in my life. It was all about money. Obviously, everyone would agree with me that money is more important. But at what cost? At the cost of your family, at the cost of your children. It doesn't work like that. There was a stage when I had to say to myself, enough, it is enough. There's no meaning in me earning this money when I can't sit down with my children to play. There were 3 days in a row where I have not seen my husband and children because I was doing night shifts. I used to sleep during the day, and when they get home, I used to get to work. And it was pathetic. It was the most terrible part of my life that I don't want to visit again. Okay, so those 3 years were really hard, and that is when I was thinking, if I'm going to trade my time for money, I'm going to work until I die. I don't want to live that life. Okay, I don't want to work beyond 40. I want to promise you now, I do not want to work beyond 40. And most of you will think it is because of my education. Everybody whomever I speak to, they're like, you're so educated, you have so much of qualification, that's why it helps. No, that is not the case. I will break it down into how this particular age, the digital age that we live in, is such a benefit. Why am I coaching and mentoring people to start doing something as a side hustle, something that they're passionate about right now? Is because this is the best time we can get. It's because if I had told my parents, or if you go and tell your husband or anyone that I'm going to start a YouTube channel and make money, I'm going to start a blog and make money, I'm going to write an ebook and make money, people will laugh at you, people will think you're insane. But today, if you go and say, they will believe, because this is the generation where anyone as early as 13 or 14 years is making $1 million from YouTube, is making $1 million selling an ebook. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it is possible. And this is the generation where people are aware that this can be a career. It's not just doctor, engineer, lawyer, and other traditional courses that can make money. And digital world with so much of possibilities, all you need is a good computer or a laptop, a smartphone, and an internet connection, and hunger and passion. That's all you need. Okay, so this is my core value. So my definition of women empowerment is to make every woman financially independent, irrespective of what is your relationship status, whatever stage in your life you are in. If you are financially independent, you have that inner strength and inner power in you to face anything and everything. Okay, so that is why I am not focusing on anything else. There's so many things that we can talk as women. We can talk about relationship struggles, we can talk about motivational factors, we can talk about weight loss, we can talk about fashion, we can talk about anything and everything. But my goal is simple: to make each one of you financially independent. Everything else will fall in place. If you have the money, you can get all of these by whatever modes you want, whatever you want to achieve, you can do that. So that is the reason my main focus is to empower you in terms of financial independence. So these 5 days I have specifically handcrafted to help each one of you to understand the real you, to understand the real values, and make the most of it. So what do I expect from you? All I expect from you is 1 hour of your time, and I promise I will prove that 1 hour is not a waste, and it's definitely an investment to reshape yourself into the best version of you. So hang in there with patience, with hunger, and please stay with me throughout these 5 years. Please be interactive. Reach out to me at any time with whatever doubts you have, your personal struggles. We will focus, or we will maintain the conversation only with respect to business, or only with respect to making money or shaping you as an individual. Let's not get personal with other things that are going to bother you. Those things are just excuses. So when we do the worksheets, I will go through in greater detail with what are the things that we can say as excuse. If you can't find 1 hour of your time in a day for yourself, there's no point in living this life. Okay, just say this one statement in your head very strong. Repeat after me. If I can't take out 1 hour of time in my day for myself, there is no point in living this life. Trust me, I'm not asking you to be selfish. Most women underestimate when I say put yourself first. They feel you're selfish if you put yourself first. No. If you're traveling by flights, you would have heard people say, put your mask first before you put the mask for your children. Okay? The reason is you have to be alive, safe, and sound to care and protect your child. Okay? That is as simple as that. What I'm saying is your self-care is more important. Put yourself first. So, okay, simple example. When my son is a very fussy eater, imagine a single bowl of rice, he would take 1 hour to eat. So what me and my husband would do, we would have our food first and then start feeding the child. Okay, and people used to judge us. People used to be like, oh, you haven't fed the child and you started eating. I didn't give a damn because I need energy to put up with that little toddler for 1 year, 1 hour and feed him. So I need that energy first. It's as simple as that. I need to be active. I need to be energetic to play with him for that 1 hour and feed him. Okay, so self care is not selfish. All right. So taking out 1 hour of your time, at least in these 5 days, because I have given excuse like this. I don't have time to go to the gym. Okay. That's one excuse I give, but not anymore. I have started last month, so I'm being consistent. But if that is not your priority, that's when you tend to give excuses. And if something is given for free, there's no value. I know that. Okay. But still I tend to do these free stuffs that it might benefit one person, and at least one point that I say in these 5 days might strike with you, might resonate with you, and it might bring out a change in you. That is the reason, though, people say if you even give water without money, there's no value for it when people don't ask for it. So people never ask for it, but I have offered to do this training for the simple reason these 5 days might help one person out of this, and I'm happy.